Well, now you see Mtskheta, ancient capital of Georgia. And this is Sveti Cathedral. And here you see famous Jvari Monastery. Hello, I'm Georgi Tavadze and I'm recording my first video in my project Our Places. I just want to tell you about this specific place called Armaztsikhe, not because it has a good view on Mtskheta, well, view actually is very good, but because this is a very ancient place and important place, historical place. Imagine some more than 2000 years ago, the Roman legionnaires, Roman soldiers were marching here because they were fighting against our Iberian ancestor, King Artag. So imagine you are just outside Tbilisi and you see very important historical place. So I just want you to show this. What is this? Let us see what's this about. Because if you visit Mtskheta and Cellar Cathedral, you should definitely come here and see this place. Because here you have the chance to see, oh my god, Queen's Bath, 2nd, 3rd centuries. And here we read the inscription: Roman bath houses were widely spread in the residences of the kings and princes of ancient Kartli, Iberia. So here we see that it has dressing room and cold room, warm bath, hot bath, fire chamber. Wow, sounds very cool. 2 feet away, as we say Georgians, away from Mtskheta, and you see these ancient buildings and baths. Well, let us see the structure. Unfortunately, it's not in a very good condition now. Nevertheless, the main bath, the King's Bath, is the gem of this place. Oh, here you also can have a ride on Tquari River. Well, the first element, the bath, we have already seen it. And now I will show you another bath, King's Bath, which is very important. And I will show more important places. So all of this place, this was an ancient town. And the name of it was Armaztsikhe. It has also had different names like Sefsamora, so on, but for today's archaeologists and historians, they use this word, Armaztsikhe. So we're moving forward, and let's turn right now. And here we are. Well, my favorite place, King's Bath. 3rd, 4th centuries. Here again, we're told that baths were essential in the city life of the Iberian kingdom. Well, we do believe. And here, the bath was adorned with masks. Oh, very mystical bath. So, let us move and see the structure itself. And that is the fire chamber here. And then comes the hot bath. Well, this one is a hot bath. Here we have a plan. And then comes warm bath. This one. Warm bath, and here is a cold bath. There was a gymnasium. So imagine again the aura of this place, the spirit of this place. You are standing where the kings were bathing. It's amazing, truly amazing for me to just imagine that all of this city life was happening here and kings were coming and well, can't express my feeling now, because I want to show you everything. And now we go to a more mysterious place, the place of spiritual significance, the Pagan Temple. Here we are. Well, of course, these are remainings of the Pagan Temple. Well, we read here, 6 Apes Temple. This Pagan Temple was built in the 1st century Anno Domini. There was a statue of God erected on the pedestal in the center of the temple, and the temple was destroyed in the first half of the 4th century. You know, struggle of religions and so on, and Christianity won. So you see the old face and the new face. So I think more impressive than any usual view which you can see anywhere here if you go down, because there is nothing so important down, but here you see nothing so important. But here and here you see 2 different poles, 2 different religions, paganism and Christianity, and you can imagine the fierceness of this battle. And here we have something which is very deeply rooted in Georgian character. Of course, wine cellar, 3rd, 4th centuries, which we call Marani, was an essential part of the temple complex and the essential part of Georgian life today. The wine cellar was connected with the 6 Apes Temple by a corridor. Well, interesting connection. Wine and grain was stored here. Wine was probably produced from the Saperavi grapes. Well, I strongly recommend you, when you are in Georgia, to taste the Saperavi wine. Well, the total volume of the qvevri, these jugs, which are put in the ground, is more than 20 tons. Oh my god, see them. Imagine these priests were coming and making this wine for sacred rituals. It's very impressive. And just there, the king was coming from the bath, just going in his temple and performing some rituals, perhaps, or attending the rituals which were performed by priests. So what do we have here in buildings? Well, it should be noted that there are several layers here, because these are older structures, and basically there are the newer ones too, because there you can see this 2 men standing. There is a remnants of the church, which of course was built afterwards. But here is a structure, and this is a 2-cell structure which was rebuilt several times. The earliest layers are dated by the late Hellenistic time. The last reconstruction was carried out in the early Middle Ages. Here, among other things, we read on the inscription here, fresco fragments of a woman's torso were discovered, dating back to the 1st century. This was the very first site where archaeological excavations at the Armaztsikhe site have started. Well, very interesting indeed. So here, well, I like this place also very much. We have a building which is a 6-column hall, and it's 2nd and 1st centuries before Christ. According to certain scholars, the structure was a royal palace, but others think that it was an armory. There was an altar before the hall. So let's go inside and see this palace, or a hall. Perhaps the people were dining here, having feasts. Well, here we are. Sadly, there is no time for contemplation. You can just reconstruct the life of the people who are coming here, eating, having feasts, and then they passed away, like all of us, at their respective times. But let's not plunge into these contemplations, and let's return back. So basically, this is all the important structures here, but behind the hall you see that archaeological excavations are being carried on, and that more and more layers are excavated, and perhaps more surprises await us. So what can I say in conclusion? That this is a very place you should definitely visit if you are in Cellar and seeing Svetitskhoveli Cathedral and Jvari Monastery. I don't want to bother you with historical details and so on, but if you want to feel genuinely historical aura, the spirit of centuries, you should come here, have a rest, sit and think about history, about the centuries which are flowing and flowing, and about the unique spirit of this place. I do strongly believe that this is a very spiritual place if you pay attention to it, and if you try to hear it, to listen, which this silent place speaks to you. Yes, I do consider that silent places can speak. Well, that's the end of my very first video, and again, I am repeating my invitation: join our project, tell your stories, share your places. Goodbye, nach Wamdis.